No. There are over 300,000 people
far
in
more
Kashmir.
humane than
This
that.
is your province.
You invited.
Oh, whom are you fooling?
Your problems
you are fooling
in
yourself.
Bangladesh onto
you
us.
are not fooling anybody. You are fooling the Indian public. You are creating hatred. You are creating. You want to create hatred.
Justice was on our side, and I'm very sorry to state that your wanted army folded up in 14 days in Bangladesh,
to keep
and
India
we had
together.
93,000 prisoners in the bag. 93,000 prisoners in the bag.
If Pakistan army is
I hope
I
had a question. No, one second, General Jaswal.
Why are you scared?
General Jaswal, one second. No, let's not get into who's scared and who's not. But Maroof asked a very pertinent question, which I expect tonight General Rashid Qureshi, as the military man, will answer. But before that, I want to go across to General Jaswal to get a second view on Maroof's question, and then I'll go back to General Rashid Qureshi and our Pakistani guest. General Jaswal, Maroof makes a point that because the Pakistanis are saying that our army is not involved, which is, of course, nobody believes. I don't think the Pakistanis themselves believe that. But Maroof raises a point that is the Pakistani army so incompetent now? We hear about what's going on in the Pakistani army, that most of them want to become half politicians rather than generals. But the point is, are they so incompetent that a group of terrorists go right under their nose and intrude into the Indian side? Is that question relevant, General Jaswal, in your view as well, the question Maroof raised?
Can you let me first give the answer, then you can go to Jaswal.
I would
if the
first
Indian Navy,
firstly,
so incompetent,
please, I'll request all the panelists.
Bombay, then you have business to
please
ask question about Pakistan army.
So thank you for just confirming your Pakistan government's role in 2611.
I think I'll request the panelists
that you only need that answer.
General Jaswal.
I would kindly request the panelists. I did not interfere when anyone was speaking, so kindly give me space to speak. First of all, I was in another debate. One of the ideas which was given was that how do you know that these were not Kashmiri militants who came in? What a far-fetched idea. Let's be military-minded. When you go into military operations, they would come from the hinterland, cross my rear areas, get through the FDLs, go ahead of the fence, kill the chaps and go back again. I mean, that is the kind of justification which is being given. An incident has happened. I have myself carried out interrogation when I was a brigadier. I have myself had the report of a BAT action team when he was captured subsequently. He clearly said that the SSG chaps were there to support him in the operation. Similarly over here, what Arnab is saying is absolutely valid. You mean to say that 20 people, they go through the Pakistani picket, they come ahead, ambush, there's a firefight, and the Pakistani picket doesn't come to know of it? I mean, there's a tacit approval, whether there's direct involvement or support involvement by that picket, which we codename as Bakshi. Now, no one can deny that any military man, I mean, we are logical in our thought process and extrapolation, no one is going to agree to it. Definitely the picket has been, and we have seen it time and again, even when the two boys were beheaded in January, the moment the firing started, the Pakistani picket opened up from the other side. Were they dreaming beforehand? They were aware of it because that was the launch pad. They had come from that, and the moment the firefight started, they pinned down our troops. So all along, I mean, I've served sufficiently in Northern Command. All along during the CI period, whenever the terrorists have got involved or they have to infiltrate, the army gives a tacit support, whether in form of, mortar shelling is going on or firing of the picket is going down. They give support to the terrorists. They are hand in glove. Who can deny it? For heaven's sake, there is a problem at hand. Let's address that.
No, but if that is the case, General Jaswal, I'd like to ask. No, I'd like to ask General Rashid Qureshi that why do you think you will be able to continue this strategy? General Rashid Qureshi, you are aware, and tonight on the Newshour, I will only quote to you what Pakistani sources are saying. Now, in an article published in your country's newspaper, because we are now in a very critical point where we know, the world knows, and nobody believes you. Everybody knows. China knows, America knows, the Saudis know, India knows. Every country in the world knows that you carry out terror operations and your terrorist groups and your army work together. Can you tell me, General Rashid Qureshi, whether it is true or not that in an article published in Pakistan's Nation newspaper on January 6 this year, Lieutenant General Shahid Aziz, who retired as commander of the 4 Corps in Lahore in 2005, he presents an amazing account of the Kargil war. And I want you to talk about it because you served under Musharraf. And he says, General Rashid Qureshi, that there were no mujahideen. There were no mujahideen. There were only taped wireless messages, which fooled no one. Our soldiers were made to occupy barren ridges with handheld weapons and ammunition. General Rashid Qureshi, is General Shahid Aziz lying?
What you have just quoted is from something that you say Shahid Aziz has written in an article in The Nation.
Yes.
Frankly, at that time, Shahid Aziz was not in an operational command in the Pakistan Army.
Sir.
He became a corps commander in Lahore much later. He had nothing to do and he was nowhere placed to understand or to oversee what was happening in Kargil. So, first of all, I totally disagree with what you've quoted. Shahid Aziz.
Then why is the Judicial Commission being
said it?
Why is the Judicial Commission being set up to conduct an inquiry to the Kargil episode?
Now, listen. Now you're talking about something about a Judicial Commission,
yes,
which sounds of which we have heard in the past, but everyone knows that Nawaz Sharif at that time had said that he had no idea about what was happening in Kargil.
Sir, I can
in order to what he thought was an excuse to save himself from any responsibility.
Then why is it that there are intercepted phone calls? Why is it that there are intercepted phone calls from the headquarters of the Baluch regiment which reveal that Pakistani army units congratulated each other on the Indian soldiers' beheading? These phone calls were there and your Pakistani authorities have been made told about it.
Hold on. That's something that you keep saying and quoting.
Well, it's been quoted and written about all over and your government knows about it. You've been informed about it.
No, I have not been informed about any such thing.
And you said that Saurabh Kalia, your minister said that Saurabh Kalia may have died because of inclement weather, but on your television, one of your soldiers to one of your journalists last week makes an admission that he killed Saurabh Kalia. So what are we talking about? How many facts will you conjure up?
Look, hold on.
How many?
Either you argue or discuss a point that you raised first of all, or you keep on going on to Saurabh Kalia.
Sir,
I have said
I'm only trying to prove it's a Pakistani army-led attack, and you should admit that tonight. It's a Pakistani army-led attack.
No, hold on. What do you mean by that? How do you know this? I don't know this. How do you know this?
Well, I'll let General Bakshi answer that. General Bakshi?
Instead of answering or inquiring impartially into an issue, you first commit.
Sir, I have given you 1,000 facts tonight.
Accuse, then you commit, and then you start proving it by calling either General Bakshi or whoever you want to call.
No, General Bakshi is only following up, he's responding to it, but you are very well aware that your debutant Foreign Minister Hina Rabbani Khan was completely proved wrong after repeated denials on the beheading case. You are aware of that. She was proved wrong. And she said that incident was blown out of proportion.
How do you say that Hina Rabbani Khan wasn't even a minister at the time that you're saying that this happened?
Well, Hina Rabbani Khan said that Pakistan had conducted an intensive investigation and found no evidence that any beheading took place. And Hina Rabbani Khan had not one word to say after the facts were presented to her. Anyway, General Bakshi is responding. General Bakshi to Rashid Qureshi.
By whom? There was no...
Arnab, I'd like to just get this argument back to what is of concern today. And the fact is that this is too grave a provocation for us to take lying down. I think there is a reason and a need to react, and react fairly violently in that area. And I think in the days to come they will see that. The only pity is that when you talk of peace, when you talk of wanting peace with India, and this is the way you match it up with deeds, then the rhetoric and the deeds, there is a major disjunct.
No, but then
and I think that is to be laid entirely at the door of Pakistan.
Okay, Admiral Javed Iqbal is responding. Admiral Javed Iqbal is responding. The question tonight is, if you don't want peace, if you don't want to talk, if you don't want to sustain a dialogue, if you want to carry on in the way that you do, then I think you should make it official now, Admiral Iqbal. You can't have an official and unofficial line.
If you want dummies to sit in here and endorse your viewpoint, you are sadly mistaken. The dialogue is between the two sides. Dialogue is about hearing each other, not only monologue.
Well, I know that, but I want to know whether you think that your government has no control. Either you are admitting tonight, Admiral Javed Iqbal, that Nawaz Sharif has no control.
I am saying what is the, I would like to ask you, my dear, I would like to, what is the purpose of this discussion? If you think that the Pakistan is such a rogue, you should not, make connection and friendship with Pakistan. Tell it to your government.
Well, you had a government. The purpose of this discussion.
Why are you telling us?
The purpose of the discussion is to ask you.
We don't have government.
No. The purpose.
Why don't you tell it to your government?
No, because in our country, our army works under our government. In your country, your army is a rogue army which operates on its own.
Forget about country.
No, that's fundamentally the point.
Country.
That's fundamentally the point. And Admiral,
forget about us.
Admiral,
if you don't want to maintain relations with us, look,
Admiral Rashid Qureshi, and Admiral Javed Iqbal and General Rashid Qureshi.
My name I'm Admiral Javed Iqbal
Admiral Javed Iqbal. Now, I don't know what you are trying to say. On February 14th up to July 27th, I have 57 cases of similar violence. And my question to Zafar Hilaly, who seems to be chuckling there, is this. You can decide, Zafar Hilaly, that in your country you have a unique situation.
You can yourself.
You can tell us tonight. You can express your helplessness
tonight. Can you give one answer to my one simple question? Can you? What is your purpose of doing all this? What is your purpose? What do you want to achieve?
Yeah, I want to ask you. One second. Let me answer that. That question has been put to me.
If your purpose is to prove us that we are a rogue state, don't have relations with us. What is the big deal?
Arnab.
One second. Arnab. The purpose is to ask you a very simple question. Has your Pakistani army taken over the establishment there? Or is today... One second.
Look, Is there... Pakistan had 4 dictators. Is there something, is it a news for you? Are you so naive that you don't understand this?
General, Admiral...
I'm sorry to say.
Admiral Iqbal...
This is your level of
Admiral Iqbal, I am amazed at your... Admiral Iqbal, I am amazed that... Admiral Iqbal, don't mind it. You're a very senior person, but I am amazed at your ignorance.
No, I'm not minding it.
I am amazed at your ignorance. You are not aware that peace with India... You are not aware that despite all your rhetoric... You are not aware that despite all your rhetoric... Peace with India was the theme of Nawaz Sharif's election campaign. Since he came to power in June, let me complete, those pledges and promises have rung hollow, which forces all of us to ask you one question. Has the Pakistani army taken over effectively?
Well, Pakistani army had taken over Pakistan effectively 4 times. Who doesn't know that? But if Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif wants to have a peace dialogue, and if you think it is not genuine, don't do it. What is the big deal in it? Why are you wasting the time of so many people?
Maroof, you wanted to answer.
Arnab. Yes, I, with due respects to the Admiral, the General and Mr. Hilaly, I just want to bring out 3 quick points. One is, and I want to quote Ahmed Rashid, a very respected scholar from Pakistan. The first is the Admiral saying, don't have dialogue with us, fine. Even I say there's no need for dialogue with Pakistan till we can meet a common meeting ground. Absolutely. However, Ahmed Rashid is of the view that there are many sensible people in Pakistan who are now feeling